Welcome to this edition of Just the Average Homeowner. My name's Mark. I'm just the average homeowner. I'm about to start another home improvement project. Now, what do I know about home improvements? What married man hasn't done a few home improvement projects in their time? Now, we bought this home on spec. What we didn't like about the home is the stairway design. I mean, spindles, cutouts, it really kind of turned us off. But the rest of the house we loved. So we thought, hey, we'll just rip this out and change it. We want to rip it out and change it and start new. We're going to rip the walls out. We're going to bring it down to step level. We'll add some wrought iron railing, a really nice banister. It'll wrap up, open up to the top. And I think it'll give this room a big open feel to it. It'll look much more modern, and it'll be an interesting project. So stick around. We'll work slow, we'll work through it. It should be fun for just an average homeowner. Okay, I'm going to start the destruction phase of this by taking off the molding. Now, I like to keep what I can keep and reuse it. Some would call that frugal. I prefer to call it being green. So we'll start by popping off the molding. Start working it out. Do it slow so we don't damage anything. Piece one. Okay. I got some advice from my camera woman, who happens to be my wife, who likes to watch the home improvement shows. It says, if you score this before you try to pull it off, it helps keep everything intact. So we're going to do that. And actually, I can see it looks like they have a caulk or something under this, so that will make it easier for us to take this off. Now that the top railing's off, we're going to start taking these funny looking cutouts off. Take this molding out. Now this molding I'm not so concerned about saving, but it does appear easier once you've scored it out. So we'll take these out, cut the spindles out, take the baseboard molding off, and go from there. Okay, now I'm going to cut these. These are all one piece. If I cut the nails, we'll be able to pull that whole piece out. Voila! Okay, I wanted to know if this was built on top of the steps once the steps were completed, or if the whole wall was built before the steps were put on. I kind of figured it was put on after the steps were completed. And how I tell is I poked the hole through here and I could see this 2x4 right here, and then it's up. I could see now that the molding's off by the carpeting that this 2x4 is sitting on top of the platform here. So what I'm going to do is, and what I already did is I took this tool here and I made a hole coming through the other side. So now on the other side, I know that that's the top of the 2x4. So I'll make a mark 1.5 inches below that, across the whole wall, and I'll know that's where I have to cut the drywall, and it'll be at the bottom of this 2x4. So we'll be able to rip this whole piece out without causing any damage to the outside wall. So hopefully they built everything straight, and if we put this level on the wall and draw a line accordingly to that mark, we should be pretty close to where the stairs are. Okay, I'm going to get the big saws out now. Next to a sledgehammer, it's the best destruction tool there is. But we're going to cut down this line. It's actually a little past the 2x4 is probably back here. We'll cut this down and we'll cut it, I'm thinking here and here, and we'll pull this first section out and see where we go from there. I'm going to use the Sawzall and the sweeper next to it to suck up the dust, because again, I don't like to get the dust everywhere, and I know that's a slower process, but hey, I'm just the average homeowner. We're going to do it slow, try to keep it clean. Okay, as you can see, I ran into some problems, which you always do, because I thought this went all the way down and we could just rip this board off here, but I started coming in here and moving things and it felt solid, so I took some drywall off. Right here you can see it goes down and it ties in this space here. He's got some things coming up there, so we're gonna have to Sawzall that to get that out. Alright, we should be able to pull this wall out. As simple as that. Okay, as you can see, a little bit of a mess, but for a day's work, we didn't do too bad. We got the big section down, we figured out what we're doing, we've got all the molding off. I think we'll clean up and start it fresh tomorrow.